couple of months ago, we helped ClearGlance, a tracking and analytics company for marketers, triple their revenue and opportunities without even touching their marketing or their sales. Their problem was all about not having enough capacity. Once we removed the constraints and installed a few key systems for them, their business essentially had the pathway and was able to 3x over a couple of months. And I want to show you the exact system we helped them install. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's get rolling. So before we even started working with them, the founder, she's so talented, she's amazing, and she had a really strong reputation. So that led to good sales and good marketing function, just by itself organically. But they had two problems. The first problem was ClearGlance was at capacity. The second problem was they wanted to make more money. Fair. The founder already knew what she needed. She wasn't necessarily looking for more leads right now, although that could be nice. She was smart enough to recognize that more work meant that she would be more stretched, and she wanted to make sure she can serve her clients at 110% quality at all times. Also fair. What she needed was some operations, the right systems, the right structure, the right people, and the right seats, so the business could actually absorb growth and avoid getting crushed by it. And that's exactly where we started. Because here's the reality, you cannot 2x a broken system, or a non-existent one. You just break it faster. So before we built anything, we needed to understand exactly what was happening inside the business. Every component, every tool, every process, every responsibility sitting on the founder's plate. And we have to do as much of this as possible without getting in the way of the delivery. Because the number one most important thing about this entire engagement was scaling ClearGlance while they maintained their high quality of service. We did not want to get in the way of that. That was our starting point. Step one was we needed to plan the project manager before hiring him. The first thing that we identified was that ClearGlance needed a project manager at a senior level, someone who could take the operational weight off of the founder and run day-to-day stuff without her needing to be in every part of the conversation, and someone who was skilled and talented enough to be able to maintain their quality of their service. But we didn't only put up a job post and go interviewing. We planned the position first. We recorded the SOPs for this role before this person even existed. We defined what this project manager would own, what exactly were their tasks, what were they responsible for, and what success would look like for this new project manager. Then of course we already started building out some workflows for them, so that way they weren't sitting around for their first 2 weeks waiting to see what they should be doing. That is how good hires go to waste. Then we put out the job post, and then we started vetting candidates. Some companies hire first and then figure it out later, or they plan half of the role first and then hope that the hire will be able to figure it out themselves later. That's why a lot of hires fail. I made a video about this. The video is called "Don't Wreck Your Business by Hiring This Person." Watch it to figure out if you're a bad boss or you just hired the wrong person. Step 2. Audit everything while the job search was happening. While we were running interviews for the project manager role, we weren't waiting around. We went straight into auditing the rest of the business. Every tool they were using, their ClickUp setup, how work was moving through the business, where things were getting stuck or just taking extra time that it didn't need to, where the founder kept getting pulled in. And what we found out was that the existing setup was not going to work for ClearGlance's goals. The tools were functional, but they weren't built in a way that matched a system that would enable them to reach their goals. So we made the call to rebuild all of their project management and delivery in Notion. Now here's where the timing mattered. We did this before the new project manager came in, not after. Because bringing a person into a messy system is one of the most expensive mistakes a growing company can make. You spend the first 3 months explaining chaos instead of building momentum. We made sure the house was in order before the new project manager walked through the door. And when we hired the project manager, it turned out she already had Notion experience. So from day one, she wasn't just onboarding into a new system, she was helping us refine it and make it a lot better, which we very much appreciate. Thank you. Step 3, make the client onboarding automatic. One of the things that came up quite a bit was how manual client onboarding was. Every time ClearGlance signed a new client, it triggered a series of manual steps. It was taking too much of the founder's time. We helped them create a workflow process and some automations so that the moment a new client signed, a client portal was automatically created for them. And the portal itself was designed to solve a problem that had been quietly costing ClearGlance time and energy. Step 4, build the client portals and set client boundaries. Because at that time they didn't have clear client portals for their clients to access and see everything that's going on, their clients would sometimes forget what was in the contract or forget what was in the scope. And their clients were not at all difficult. They were very much lovely. But there was just no single place that clearly laid out what the engagement included. After we helped design the portals, and the new project manager refined them, and built out the rest of them. Every client now had one central place to find their scope, their contracts, their intake forms, and get their project updates. What this did helped them increase their client retention and improve the relationship overall with their clients. Clients knew what was included, they knew where to look, and they knew what was happening in their project. Boundary and structure does not damage your client relationships. They actually do the opposite. When the process is clear, your clients will trust you more. And then your team can focus on doing actual work, and the team can focus on providing top quality service to clients. Step 5. Rewrite the website. Once the internal operations were stabilized, we turned our attention to something that the founder had been wanting to address for a while. The website wasn't speaking to the niche that she wanted to serve. As ClearGlance had grown and evolved, the positioning had shifted. The site was still reflecting on an older version of their business. We rewrote the whole website to match the new direction of their business, refined niche, new positioning, new messaging that spoke directly to the clients that ClearGlance wanted to work with. This was in no way about aesthetics. It was about making sure that the right people were going through the site and they recognized themselves immediately. And this website will likely continue to change down the line as they evolve their business. Step 6, the second senior hire. With the project manager in place, the systems running, and client experience structured, we helped the founder make one more key hire, a second senior person, also client-facing, who would run a lot of the day-to-day operations and handle a portion of the delivery while maintaining the 110% top quality service that they provide. Same process as the first hire. We found the candidates, vetted for the right fit, and helped train them up in the systems that we had built. We always love looking for people who are eager, someone who wants to grow with the company, someone who sees the role as more than a job, because systems only work as well as the people running them. And the right hire at this stage changes whether or not the founder can step away and go on a vacation. Here's where ClearGlance is now. For the first time since starting her company, she can actually step away without the business needing her to function. The team is running, the systems are running, clients are being managed well, and the business has opened up enough capacity to 3x their client base without adding chaos. So the lineup of all new clients that wanted to join ClearGlance can now join. And none of it came from a single new lead, not one new ad, not one new sales strategy. It came from building the right systems in the right order so the business could finally grow the way that the founder wanted it to. ClearGlance came to us with an operations problem, a real specific structural operations problem. What they needed wasn't someone to tell them that they were wrong. They needed someone who'd come in, identify where the constraints were, and build the systems to remove them. That's what we did, and the results followed directly from the work. The business the founder has now is not the result of better marketing or a new sales strategy. It's the result of building the right things in the right order, so that growth became something that the business could absorb. Capacity unlocked, team empowered, founder free to lead instead of operate. That's what operations done when it's done right. If ClearGlance's story resonates, if your business is good at what it does, but the infrastructure underneath isn't keeping up, that's exactly what our free trial is built to address. We come in, look at every component of your business, identify what needs to happen first, and start building before the trial is even over. It's a 7 days operations free trial. No credit cards, no commitment, no contract, and everything that we build in this free trial is yours to keep. You own that IP. Worst case scenario, you know exactly what is blocking your revenue from growing. Best case scenario, your business looks like ClearGlance in a couple of months. Links are all in the description. Let's get to work. My name is Brandy Grace Wong, and I'm the founder of Totally Branded. You can check out our website if you want to know how we do operations.